Way back in 1998, Mickey Kennedy founded eReleases press release service to give small businesses affordable access to a real press release newswire, just like the giant Fortune 500 companies use. 19 years later, eReleases is still going strong. Here's the 10-part straight story about press releases and why you can trust eReleases. Make sure to wait for the end to learn how new customers can save $130. Number 1. Web-only press releases. They're inexpensive, but do they give you any value? Web-based solutions restricted to online visibility, what used to be called press release SEO, are available from dozens of providers. Prices are all over the place, from almost free to hundreds of dollars. Google long ago stated there's no SEO value to syndicated press releases. So why spend money on something with no real value? Number 2. An actual newswire reaches real media members. To reach actual journalists, you need to start with an actual newswire. There are two who don't specialize in publicly traded clients, Business Wire and PR Newswire. Next, you need to add a targeted direct-to-journalists email send. A PR firm can do this for you by sending your press release over one of the newswires, and then can use a media database or a personal Rolodex for targeted sends. Most PR firms will then take more intensive actions to individually pitch media members on your behalf. Number 3. We're the only full exposure nationwide partner of PR Newswire, the oldest authentic press release newswire. How is that different? Lots of places try to fake you out by calling themselves a newswire when they're not. Here's another critical point. PR Newswire is dedicated to sending press releases. Did you know that the Associated Press and UPI newswires use their wires only for content that their reporters write? Well, they do. They also have services to send other stuff, but here's the problem. The other material technically gets sent, but it's buried deep where journalists under deadline in newsrooms don't bother to look. That's why we choose to go with a true dedicated wire for press releases. Number 4. Our staff consists of real editors who are on a salary. No commissions, no sales pressure. How is that different? Other PR services have commissioned salespeople whose job it is to sell and upsell you, or they don't eat. Our editors are trained in journalism, and they don't have the pressure of commissions. When they give you advice, it's because it's good advice and not just some sales tactic. Number 5. Our PR True Lists have a 94% delivery rate to hand-selected journalists covering a wide range of industry niches. How is that different? The sad and little-known truth is that many cut-rate online press release services will send your release using addresses in the editor@newspaper.com format. In other words, they have no contact whatsoever at the newspaper, so they send it to a generic address. Of course, it gets spam filtered and it never reaches an editor or a journalist. But they can claim they sent your release to the newspaper. Do you see why some of these outfits can charge next to nothing for, quote, distributing, unquote, your press release? They think you'll be happy that the release was sent to lots of places, when the real success comes from people receiving and reading your release. That's why we cultivate personal relationships with our sources, so your individual release is highly likely to reach their personal inboxes. Number 6. Marketplace confusion. Please note that eReleases is not PRWeb, Newswire.com, 247pressrelease.com, or many similar services, which are just not newswires. It's not iReach, which is PR Newswire's web-only service. Number 7. How are eReleases prices so much less? Because we act as a cooperative for small businesses which don't do enough volume for the Newswire sales team to engage, we receive a huge discount that we pass along. Any other affordable service that claims to use PR Newswire is either sending through iReach, web only, or doing a city and local distribution with very, very limited reach. Number 8. Our distribution is nationwide. How is that different? Earlier, we talked about how some companies claim they used a newswire, or even that they themselves are newswires, when they actually did not and are not. Another game they'll play, in order to keep their expenses down, is to negotiate some limited distribution on a newswire so they can claim your release went out on the wire. In reality, it was to a very limited audience, but they don't tell you that. At eReleases, we pay lots of money for special access to the full nationwide distribution of PR Newswire so you get maximum exposure. Number 9. We send you proof of distribution with links you can test yourself, our WireWatch report. How is that different? Your press release is too important to take someone's word that it was distributed properly. That's why we don't just tell you that it went out. We give you the links so you can see for yourself. Our WireWatch reports are available just 2 hours after your press release is published. Just click to see your press release on sites like MarketWatch, PR Newswire, Yahoo, and many, many more. Number 10. What should I expect? Note, a single press release is not a press release campaign. Some people do strike gold with the first release, especially if the newsworthy factor is high, but that's just not the norm. David Meerman Scott points out that he issued more than a dozen press releases to promote his book, The New Rules of Marketing and PR, before attracting any attention. That's not common either, though it is tougher for an author to make a splash. Our most successful clients usually see attention by the third or fourth press release, as long as they mix up hooks and angles and try to better understand not just what the journalist wants, but what the ultimate reader wants to read. If you have any questions at all, please contact us. Our editors will answer your questions honestly with zero sales gimmicks. When you're ready to start, make sure to click the link to save $130.